Hello, my name is Jay Carpenter. I am founder of Star Camps, and this is our first introductory session talking about what's coming up and how you can participate and some of the things we're working on. These sessions are intended to be a way for people that are interested in creating Star Camps camp or getting involved to come on come on one of these Zooms and talk about the questions and so forth, and also learn about upcoming events. So let me start with our agenda for tonight. And this is an agenda that we'll be sending out in the future. Once you get the link, it should be that same link for future events. It's a Google Doc, Google Slides actually, and okay. So great. We just had someone join us. Hello, welcome. I think this is Happy Tinker or Golden. It's joined us, I believe, from Japan. So welcome. Hope you can hear us. So I can't hear you. So let's see. I think I can hear you now. You want to say something?
Hi,
Hello. Welcome. So glad you could join. We have
thank you. Nice to meet you.
great to meet you.
Mhm.
And are you tuning in from Japan?
Yes, I'm from Japan.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, we have Jason Horton
Mhm.
on as well. He's from Phoenix. He and I are attending DWeb Camp. So glad you could make it. And what I'm going to do is
Mhm.
just go
Mhm.
through the
Mhm.
the invitation for tonight, talk about the agenda and a few items, and then you can ask questions. And yeah, I'm so glad you can make it. So these will be coming on pretty much every Tuesday. We'll be having a Zoom session like this for 30 minutes to answer questions. Here's the connection information
Mhm.
for anybody who's
Okay.
watching this video later. And here's basically the topics we're going to be covering. We're going to be talking a little bit of introductions, what you're interested in, um, and then we're going to talk about how people can participate in Star Camps, how you can create your own camp
Mhm.
and campsites. That's the starter camp is called a cell camp, and it's associated with your cell phone. And then for developers like yourself, there will be an opportunity to take on projects and uh, in exchange for choice camps. In the choice camps, you'll be able to choose a particular camp that has a number associated with it that might spell things that where you could develop uh, services and monetize that camp, and basically your own cell camp as well. So excuse me, without going into too much detail, I would like to say that I'm planning to build a prototype for next week that'll make it a little clearer as to how these work. But the important point is that these camps, whether they're physical or virtual, are a way for people to create things where they can monetize those creations. And you can you can create things and choose camps that you might be able to put on a marketplace and basically monetize it that way as well. It's sort of like some of the games where you've been able to create virtual real estate and build things on that and then trade them or sell them or create services. This is very much like that, only this will also offer the opportunity to create physical camps as well. So that covers kind of the marketplace and the marketplace for campsites. And all this is in the beginning stages, but that's good because the people that join early will have the best picks for some of the choice camps and campsites. Excuse me. So do you have any questions at this point? Okay. I'm going to go on to the next slide, which depicts when we had our first session with the stellar community. We were talking about we could build these camps anywhere in the world. We talked about creating star camps in Antarctica. So I started playing around with ChatGPT and created some images of what a star camp's location might look like in Antarctica, and using a penguin as an example. But while this is playful, it also illustrates that this is intended to bring in people from all different parts of Web3, Stellar, Ethereum, Filecoin, etc. So this is open to many different dimensions of the Web3 community, as well as people that aren't involved in Web3. So that's that. This is my contact information, and feel free to contact me at any time. So I'm going to stop the screen share there and just basically open it up for questions. And I know that this is all new. It's probably not clear, exactly what is going on here, but it is drawing some interest from folks. And I think once it's a little clearer as to what the opportunity set is for developers as well as users, campers, and so forth, I think we will, it'll start to open up some really interesting possibilities. It's also tied to the security session that we did in the Stellar community a week ago today on what the possibilities are of creating new, more robust cybersecurity constructs using Web3, similar to what the Ukraine has done with the Stellar blockchain, and Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. They have all the countries, the free countries on the western border of Russia have adopted Web3 blockchain early. And part of the prototype that we'll be talking about next week, which will involve public keys, public-private key pairs, and encryption, and adding that to increasing the level of the trust around those public-private keys, and incorporating it into the camps. All of that is sort of a first step into this exploration into how could Web3 enhance the centralized networks that seem to be failing consistently, and more frequently, and bigger failures all the time. So, and by the way, what you're seeing behind me is the Internet Archive in San Francisco. We're getting ready for DWeb, and you can see the servers like here and over here. These servers are serving up websites from all over the internet and in the past. So you can go to the Wayback Machine and put in any website and get that website back from a given point in time. And this last week, I noticed that a fellow named Eric Raymond, who's famous for writing a book called The Cathedral and the Bazaar about open source, he was in a discussion where they were lamenting about how could content be trusted, because we're going into elections, and there's all sorts of material that's being put out there. We're not sure if it's authentic or not. Well, part of what we can experiment with at Star Camps is new ways to provide cryptographic authentication on content. And that's just one item that we can play with. We're not going to take on something that sophisticated, that complicated this early. We're going to start with something very, very basic, but we will, I intend to show something next week that might be monetizable very soon, if not almost immediately. So it's all an experiment, and I appreciate everybody's attention and interest in this. And we're going to have, in addition to the Tuesday night sessions, on August the 27th here at the Internet Archive in the evening, we're going to have an evening session where we'll invite people in person to have a more detailed elaboration on not only star camps, but also possibly braid.org, which is doing state synchronization using HTTP. So that's what's coming up. And then the following day, on the 28th, also here at the Internet Archive, we'll have a build session from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. With launch provided. So that's what's coming up. That's what's on your invitation. And, you know, look forward to that. So I'm sorry I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I really, really appreciate you calling in or connecting from Japan. And I know you've got an interest in this, and I appreciate that interest. So is there anything you'd like to say before we wrap it up for this evening?
I don't have any question at this moment. If I have any question, I'll send a message via Discord.
Very cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining. Jason, thank you for joining. I'll put Jason on the spot. There he is.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
All right. Very cool. So thanks, and tune in next week at 7 p.m. Pacific. And we intend to have a rough prototype to show, if nothing else, via slides, but maybe even a demo. So there you go. Thank you very much. Have a good evening, and tune in next week. Okay. Good night.
Thank you. Have
Bye.
a good day. Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.